Hello friends, today we would be looking at a pretty easy way to fish the wire under the concrete pathway. We are in the middle of a landscaping project and I have a need to run few electrical wires under this pathway, and we would be showing you how we did this. So make sure when you dig the channels that if, like the way we have the sprinkler lines going, that you don't end up causing any damage to these. Otherwise it'd be very expensive to kind of repair these things. And see if you could time these projects right next to the rain, if at all possible. It just make the digging and creating these channels way easier. So what I would be using here is something called as a Mac bit I purchased from Amazon. It's a 3/4 inch diameter and roughly 72 inches in length, and that's more than enough in our case to kind of complete this project. What you would need in addition is any standard drilling machine. At home you may find it. Pretty much every household has it. If not, you can borrow this from your friends or you can rent it. I would say even go ahead and make a purchase if you have to. This is surely a worth investment. And these are the key major tools you need. And with that, let's just start executing on this project. So make sure that you have a safe distance from any underlying pipes, like the way you are seeing we have a sprinkler pipe going here. I think the technique what I found best work for us is that there are a lot of stones under the concrete, and this drill may go tangent to what you are expecting this to come out. So put a pressure, like the way I'm creating an arch. So this drill bit is quite flexible. You could actually literally bend it to almost 45 to 50 degrees, and this would help create a pressure, and eventually that'll just keep this straight as much possible. So our goal is to kind of fish this on the other direction. So take your time, don't rush through this. You don't want to end up creating any damage at all whatsoever. So if you're finding that there is some resistance, maybe reverse the direction, take the drill bit out and then retry it. So as you may see, after a few attempts we have had the drill bit coming on the other side, and you may also see that I have really cramped space on this side. So if you have the liberty to actually have a bigger channel on the other side, definitely do that. It just make the project a lot more easier. So at this stage you could actually literally fish the wire, knot the wire on the drill bit and then pull it out. Now keep in mind that the drill is going to create a circular movement, and I was just a bit skeptical if that may cause any damage to the wires, if you will. So instead of fishing the wire directly, I thought of just using some thread, fish the thread out and use the thread to kind of pull the wires back. So what I'm using is what was available to my disposal, like a cotton thread and a nylon thread, which was available to me at home. I'm using two just to be on the safe side in case one breaks in the middle of the project. The second might just come to rescue basically, and that's exactly what happened. the green nylon thread landscaping one end up actually breaking somewhere in the middle. So fishing this thread is also easier because it's basically the least resistance on this, and all we have to do is carefully have the threads come out on the other side and then basically tie the wires and then pull them on the other side with hand. So since you're going to pull it with the hand and it's just going to keep it straight, the chances of you damaging wire is pretty negligible. Actually, you could also decide not to do or use the drill bit, but instead run or fish the pipe like a PVC pipe. In my case, I just have one wire which I need to kind of fish. Actually, in fact, a couple wires which I have to fish. But if you have more wires, I think it's a good idea to kind of run a pipe, and that is also more safer, because if in future somebody digs, the chances of they creating any damage to these wires is pretty negligible. So as you see, I'm creating kind of couple knots here, and I'm just gonna tie the thread to this and literally pull this out. Also, what I'm doing is actually strategically placing a hub on the other side, so that's where, if you see, I just have to literally fish two wires here. I literally have almost 4 or 5 lights on the other side, and if I wouldn't have decided to kind of put a hub on that side, I may have to run 5 or 6 wires, so that'll be like much more complicated. I'll probably talk about the landscaping project in another video and how did we design the wiring, but at this stage you pretty much have to actually pull this out on the other side, and that's what you have to do. And since you're going to be pulling with the hand, it's much more safer. Practically no chance that these wires may get damaged. Now when you're pulling it, you may again find resistance because there are a lot of stones underneath, a lot of gravel underneath the concrete. So if you find a little bit of a resistance, don't panic. It's completely okay, and just make the wires kind of run through on the other side. And once you have done it, that's literally you have to do to kind of fish the wires. Believe it or not, I think this was the only step which was practically holding us to do this landscaping project ourselves, because I had no clue that this is probably one of the ways to kind of fish the wire, and just getting the whole landscaping lights done was coming out to be more than $1,000 just in labor alone. And I even tried to see if we could have some contractors just come and fish the wire for us. I was not finding anybody who would just come and do this. And I'm pretty sure even if someone would agree, there'd be a couple $100 fairly easily, right? So as you may see, I think what we are doing beyond is just fishing the wire across to finish our landscaping lighting project. I am actually doing this before I cover the channel up, but this is another thing I might just throw as a tip, is that when you're digging the grass site, you see, like the soil was moist, and I could take pretty much the whole soil out as a big pile. So I did not just cut the sod and then started digging beyond there. So if you have, and if you can do it, maybe bring the whole pile up in one go, and you see it may be so much easier to just put this back and create the least amount of damage to the grass. So we hope this video has helped you and probably build some confidence that you could do this yourself. So post your comments if you have liked it, or if you have some ideas, or if something we could have done better. Here we're also learning along the journey. So thank you for watching.